Once upon a time, in the crowded and bustling terminal of an international airport, Sarah found herself about to embark on what would soon become her worst travel experience. She had been looking forward to her vacation for months, but little did she know that this journey would test her patience in ways she could never have imagined. The trouble began at the check-in counter, when Sarah was informed that her flight had been delayed by several hours due to a mechanical issue. Frustration simmered among the passengers as they watched the departure board change the estimated departure time multiple times. Sarah tried to stay positive, thinking that it was just a minor setback. Hours turned into an entire day, and eventually they were allowed to board the plane. Sarah settled into her seat, eager to get the ordeal over with. But the plane didn't move. Minutes ticked away, and the cabin grew stuffy as the air conditioning struggled to cope with the sweltering heat outside. The pilot's voice crackled over the intercom, apologizing for the delay and explaining that they were waiting for a replacement part to arrive. Passengers exchanged frustrated glances, and Sarah could sense the collective tension growing. After what felt like an eternity, the replacement part finally arrived. Cheers erupted throughout the plane as the passengers hoped their travel nightmare was coming to an end. But alas, it was not meant to be. As the crew worked to install the part, they encountered further complications. The hours stretched on. The flight attendants tried their best to keep the passengers comfortable and fed, but supplies ran low, and the cabin grew increasingly chaotic. Babies cried, tempers flared, and frustration turned into anger. Sarah watched as arguments broke out over limited resources. Night descended, and the airport's lights glowed in the distance, a painful reminder of the freedom that was just out of reach. The pilot came on the intercom again, this time with a somber tone, announcing that the flight would have to be cancelled due to the ongoing technical issues. Groans and exclamations of disbelief filled the cabin as passengers were instructed to disembark and return to the terminal. Sarah, along with the other weary travelers, trudged back to the airport, feeling as if their vacation dreams had been shattered. The airline promised to reschedule the flight for the following day, but by that point, Sarah's spirit had been thoroughly crushed. She spent a restless night in the airport terminal, on uncomfortable chairs, surrounded by others who shared in her misery. The following day, Sarah's flight finally took off without any further issues, but her excitement and anticipation had been replaced by exhaustion and disappointment. The worst travel experience of her life had tested her patience and resilience, leaving her with a tale of airline woes to share for years to come. In the end, Sarah did reach her vacation destination, but it was a journey marked not by excitement, but by the enduring memory of an arduous and unforgettable travel ordeal aboard that ill-fated airplane.